Yes. I can tell you in the last few minutes, Anthony Joshua's next fight was announced. He'll be taking on Otto Wallin on the Day of Reckoning. That's what it's going to be called in Saudi Arabia on December the 23rd. It doesn't stop there, though. Deontay Wilder is also taking on Joseph Parker on a massive night. Huge night of heavyweight boxing. The rest of the fights look like this. They're coming in now. Daniel Dubois will take on Jarrell Miller. Dimitri Bivol takes on Lyndon Arthur. Jay Opetaia will take on Ellis Zorro. And Filip Hrgovic takes on Mark Demori. The press conference is underway for that right now. And, of course, if you want, you can watch that over on talkSPORT's Boxing YouTube channel. My advice would be stay here because we're going to speak to everyone involved in that breaking news in just a moment. Darren Bent, you're a massive boxing fan. And listen, boxing fans, you can phone up and react to that right now before anyone else on the planet. 03717 223344. Give me your views on all of them. We'll start with Anthony Joshua. His next fight is just been announced. He'll be taking on Otto Wallin. What do you make of that?
A little bit underwhelmed, if I'm honest. I think I'm underwhelmed because there was so much talk about AJ fighting Wilder. We'll get Wilder. And it's almost like, well, then that potentially them two are in the same building now, going to be fighting on the same card, but they can't fight each other. That's a little bit annoying. Wilder Parker, I'm really intrigued to see what Parker has, because I think Parker's won a fight in between. After he got destroyed by Joe Joyce, I think he won his next fight. But Parker, I mean, Wilder, I love watching Wilder fight. Yeah, me too. He goes in there, he can smash. But yeah, I mean, it sounds great. The Lyndon Arthur and the Dimitri Bivol fight's an interesting one. I didn't really see that one coming. But yeah, from AJ's perspective, Otto Wallin, I know he's only had one loss, and that was to Tyson Fury. I just thought because of the whole talk about AJ Wilder, that now we've got AJ Wallin. Is it Watson? Wallin?
Yeah, Wallin, yeah.
Wallin. I'm a little bit like, ooh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
Do you know what I mean?
I really want to hear from boxing fans, okay? 03717 223344. Here's my thought on it, right? So on the same night, you got AJ, he's taking on Otto Wallin.
Yeah.
Also on that night, you got Deontay Wilder against Joseph Parker.
That should be headlining.
Right. Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment, right? And there's other big fights as well. Daniel Dubois, I've gone over them, right? Jarrell Miller, Dimitri Bivol, Lyndon Arthur, Joe Opetaia against Ellis Zorro.
Is Miller the one that failed the drug test against Anthony Joshua?
Yeah. So I'll be watching that and I'll think, you know what? For the first time in a long time, I'll be getting value for money in my pay-per-view.
In terms of all the fights.
Right. If it's the same price as it always is, round about $19.95 or $24.95. I have a sneaky suspicion. This is just me. I'm getting this from nowhere. It will be more than $24.95. I hope I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
But I think it will because you've got so many boxes to pay, right?
But I think Saudi Arabia, they got money coming out of everywhere.
Okay. But here's my question. This is my question to boxing fans, right? Now, some people might say that Saudi Arabia are sort of saving boxing, right? Because they're able to offer all this money to all this. I look at it from the other angle. I think, are they ruining boxing? Because if they didn't throw crazy money, and they are throwing crazy money at these kind of fights, would these boxers only be able to earn crazy money if they fought each other? Right? So let's just say, I don't know any amounts of money, but let's just say Anthony Joshua is getting $6 million for fighting Otto Wallin because the fight is in Saudi and they're paying crazy money. Yeah. Right? If the fight was either in Vegas or over here, and the only way he could get that kind of money was to fight Deontay Wilder, we would see that fight. So I want to hear from boxing fans whether or not they look at this and go, what a great night of boxing. It's only because it's in Saudi Arabia. Or do they look at it and go, no, it's not, Saudi Arabia's ruining it because they're throwing money at any old fight?
Oh, no, because I don't think it's ruining it because we're getting good fights in Saudi Arabia. They're putting on spectacles. Do you know what I mean? Because there's actually no guarantees that Wilder would fight AJ ever or Fury AJ ever. But with the Saudis behind it...
No, but they'd have to if the money wasn't there.
They still would have to, really, would they?
Well, it's all about making money, right?
It is, but again... It might still not happen, but the fact that we've got a powerhouse in Saudi Arabia that are willing to throw stupid amounts of money at it, we get to see the fights. Like, if you take the Saudi Arabia situation out of it, we would never see this type of card, ever.
I don't know.
No, not of this amount of...
Why? Because the fights aren't that great?
No, because there's so many names on there. Like big
because they're getting such crazy money, I would imagine.
That's my point. So if we didn't have the Saudi, we wouldn't get a card like this. You'd get the main bill being very good, and then the one just before that.
Yeah, but I like the night of boxing. I like the night. Like, I'll be thinking, okay, what a great night of boxing. I'll be sitting down to watch.
That's my point.
But the two big fights, I'll be like Joseph Parker. He's been on the show, right? And I'm sure he'll be back on the show, right? So I have to be respectful. But I watched Joseph Parker and I thought, you're not a heavyweight champion of the world. I know he was, but you weren't, right? He's not up there with the best boxers on the planet, okay? So he would have no chance, in my opinion, of beating Deontay Wilder. Mm-hmm. Okay, the other fight, Anthony Joshua's next fight. I don't really know where Anthony Joshua's head is at the moment, so I don't know how we'll go into that fight against Otto Wallin. But was it Otto Wallin that fought Tyson Fury and cut him? Was it Otto Wallin? It was, right? From that fight that I saw, I'm like, But I don't get excited. I get excited about the night. I don't get excited about the fights. But
that's my thing, and that's what I'm saying about the Saudi Arabia, because you're talking about there. You've got Dimitri Bivol on the fight. You've got Daniel Dubois. You've got Joseph Parker. Deontay. There's a load of names on this card that if Saudi Arabia wasn't there, you wouldn't get all of these names on one card. But even with the fights as well, I mean, for me, the headline bill can only be Wilder versus Joseph Parker, because both of them have been world champions.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Both of them have been world champions. And
I wonder how that's. So you got Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn promoting this. So I wonder how they've come to that agreement.
Because what AJ Wallin, I keep saying Wallin. It's a good fight, but I think Wilder Parker is better because they're two former world champions, and I think I just enjoy.
What sells more around the world? Who's a bigger boxer for name? Is it Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder?
Probably AJ, I'd say. No.
Well, then he takes top billing, right?
But who would you rather watch?
It depends who they're fighting.
Oh, no, give me...
Well, out of these two fights, who would you rather watch?
Yeah, it's Parker versus Wilder's a better fight.
Let me ask everyone in the question. Would you rather watch the Deontay Wilder fight? Hands go up?
Yeah.
Everyone's hands gone up.
Yeah. Otto Wallin... Again, that's probably a good fight, right? But the reason why I'm probably being a little bit like, really? Is because all we'd heard all this year is... AJ Wilder. The talks are ongoing. AJ Wilder. And then the last minute... No.
But haven't we learned... To not really believe anything that these boxers are saying.
Yeah, there is that.
Honestly, I don't mean disrespect. If you look at the amount of times Tyson Fury's retired, then he's going to fight for free. Then he's only fighting for £500 million, and then and they're all the same. I get it, right? I get it. It's all to sell tickets. I understand that. I'm not criticising it. I'm just saying it's very. We shouldn't. If we've learned anything from what these boxers say and promoters, to be fair, it's until it's signed, sealed, and delivered.
I can't even imagine Dimitri Bivol fighting like fourth on the list.
I know.
Even that sounds bonkers.
Yeah.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.